Good morning, children. I welcome you all on today's class. Students, today we will begin with a new topic, non-finite verbs. Now see, we have two types of verb. One is finite verb and other one is non-finite verb. Now children, suppose if the verb is limited and if the verb is limited by person, number and their tenses, then that is called as the finite verb. Once again, if the verb is limited by person or by number, then we call it as a finite verb. See some example. Suppose if I write, he goes to school to study. Now you concentrate on this. He goes to school and the verb is goes. Okay, this we have already studied along with the subject. If the word is describing the function, the action of the subject, then that is called as the verb. So this goes is a verb. Now suppose I write one more sentence. I go to school. Okay, again, to study. Now see in this case, what happens? I and the verb is go. So according to the person, according to the number, if we use the verb, then that is called as the finite verb. But if we do not use the verb according to the number, according to the person, according to the tense, then that is called as the non-finite verb. And in today's class, children, we will see about the non-finite verbs. Okay, now this non-finite verbs are also called as imposters. Okay. Now, the meaning of imposters, the word that looks like a verb, but actually it is not a verb. Clear? Then that is called as the imposter. On seeing, at first sight, we will say that yes, it is a verb. But actually, if we will see that in detail, then we will find out that that will not be the verb. Okay, then that is called as the non-finite verb, or that is called as the imposter. Suppose I have written one example. I go to school. Now children, in this case, as I told you that go will be the verb, but you see to study. Once again, study. At first sight, we will feel that this study is also a verb, but actually it is not a verb. Definitely it suggests an action, but this is not a verb, and hence we can call it as imposters. Okay, so once again, the meaning of imposter is which tries to look like something, but exactly that is not there. Okay, the word that tries to look like a verb, but actually that is not a verb. Then what it can be? If it is not a verb, then what it can be? Understood? Now, it can be non-finite. So, the topic is non-finite. Now children, we have three different types of non-finite. Point number one is infinitive. Okay. After infinitive, we'll see about the gerunds. And then we'll see about the participles. So let's begin one by one and start from the infinitive. Now see, In case of infinitive, the definition is when a verb suggests an action, okay, which is not limited by number, by person or by a tense, then it is called as the infinitive. Okay, most of the time we call it as to verb, or we can say that if along with the first form of the verb we use to, then that is called as the to verb or infinitive. Suppose just now we did one example and I told you that I go to school to study. Now children, see in this sentence I, subject, okay, go to school, where go will be the verb and school is the object. Okay, now what is this to study? I feel that it is like a verb, but actually it is not a verb. Now this is called as the infinitive. So the to verb is also called as the infinitive, because here what we are using? We are using verb along with the to. Now in this case, all these are the infinitives. So we can say that if along with a verb we use to, okay, and that verb does not do any action but it suggests an action, then that is called as the infinitive. Now see a few more examples, like children love to play. Once again, the action is clear from the love, okay, but the word is to play, and that's why this to play is called as an infinitive. Now once again children, we can say that if we are using something with to, then that is called as the infinitive, okay, or we can say that a verb which can be used with to, or sometimes the verb that can be used without the to, then that is called as the infinitive. Okay, so if we'll see the infinitive, we'll see that infinitives can be used with to verb or without to verb. Now the examples of to verb: I was about to leave. I was about to leave. See this. Again, infinitive. One more. He wants to read a story. Okay. Now, wants will be your verb, but to read will be your infinitive. Understand? See one more. To err is human and to forgive is divine. To err is human and to forgive is divine. Now see, to err. The meaning of to err is one who has right to do mistakes. Like humans, they have right to do mistakes, and it is only God who always forgive us. So to err is human. It's a human nature to make mistakes. So to err will be your infinitive. So if with verb to is there, that is called as the infinitive. Now see, there are some more infinitives that can be used without to. Now what are these? Suppose if we are using some of the helping verbs, and the helping verbs are, I am writing after the verbs like shall, okay, will, do, did, should, would, may, might, must. All these are models, children. This we have already studied in the previous class. Must, can, could, then, dare. Okay, few more are given in the text. Need. With all these words, if some verbs are given, then that is also called as the infinitive. Now see some sentences. Example is, we can do the work easily. Okay, now see, we can. So this can is here. A type of helping verb is here, and that's why along with this can, the do will be the infinitive. Now no need to add to in this case. One more example. Sunil may go there. Okay, once again, see, we have used may. So now this will be your infinitive. So after these words, if we use some verbs, then these verbs will look like the verb, but actually they will be the imposters, and they will simply tell us the meaning in the form of infinitives. Okay, now one more example. You need, you must leave tonight. Okay, now see the sentence. You must. I have already written that these words, if these words, no need to use to. So you must, and after the must, whatever will be the word, that will be your infinitive. So in this case, the leave is infinitive. One more example. And the example is, you should consult a doctor. You should consult a doctor. Now once again, the word is should, and after the should, the word consult has come, and this is your infinitive. Okay? Now, few more examples. See some more examples. We use the infinitive without to after these verbs like let, make, did, dare, need, and as well as after the following verbs of perceptions like see, hear, watch, know, and feel. Now see some examples, children. Let me try this question. Let me try this question. Now see, if word let is there, then this will be your infinitive without the use of to. Okay? One more example. Carefully observe the use of to infinitive with dare and need in the following sentences. Now see children, she dared to disobey the law. She dare not disobey the laws. If the word is dare not, then no need to use to. But if the word is only dare, then we will use to. So she dared to disobey and she dare not disobey. Next, you need to go there. Once again, if need is there, then with need we can use the to go. Now see, you did not go there. We should use the infinitive without to after these expressions like had better, would rather, sooner than and rather than. Once again children, we can use or without to. We can use the infinitive without to if the words or if the sentences have had better, would rather, sooner than and rather than. For example, I would rather die than beg. You had better return my books in time. One more, to is omitted after then and after but. So she can better sing than dance. The child did nothing but cry. So children, these are few infinitives. Either they can be used along with to or they can be used without to. If they are used in a normal sentence, then they all can be used with to. But if they are used with some of the helping verbs, as I told you that if the word begins with a should, shall or can, may, might, rather than, or what we can say that after, but, need and one more, dare, then with all these things no need to use to in case of infinitive. Okay, now this much is all about the infinitive. In the next part we will see the participles. Thank you.